What's up, yo? Dennis the Business Live, Black Social TV Live. Do click subscribe. Yeah. Don't you forget we're Lucky Inspired. Get down to the link in the description below. Download it for the chiller music. Straight up to the story. I mean, would you believe if they told you Kanye West is in debt again? Of course not. With all the apparel that he's through, with a reported net worth of about skipping 240 million US dollars, and he has been making headlines lately for his Sunday service. Remember, this is an invitation only event that started earlier 2019, in which Kanye himself turned preacher performs with live musical instruments. Apparently, you all know there are big profits in that. Now, talking about last year, Kanye said says that I made about 115 million US dollars and still ended up in 35 million US in debts. This year I looked up and I just got about 68 million US dollars returned to me on my tax returns. Listen to what Kanye says. He says, last year I made 115 million US dollars and still ended up with only 35 million in debt. Now, this year, talking about 2019, I looked up and I just got about 68 million US dollars returned to me on my tax returns. Can you believe that? Kanye Omari West giving a glimpse into his tangled finances. Now, backed by a plane full of choir singers, we're talking about the Sunday service, Kanye West gave thanks to a higher power for his sudden windfall this year 2019. He quotes, or he says, people say, oh, don't talk about these numbers. He said, no, people need to hear that someone that had been put into debt by the system talk about these kind of numbers now that they're in service to Christ. Listen, Kanye says, people say, oh, don't talk about these numbers. No, people need to hear that someone that had been put into debt by the system talk about these kind of numbers now that they're in service to Christ. Now, Kanye was asked if his spiritual awakening is part of his success. Kanye answered, absolutely, absolutely. God's showing off. He's just showing out. Now, you should know that Kanye West is worth 3 billion US dollars. Kanye West works for God, but is worth 3 million US dollars. What does that mean? It's a question to you right now, just to comment about in the commentary section. I go by the name Dennis the Business. This right here is Black Social TV. Do click subscribe right now as a return with more. Don't you forget, we're Lucky Inspired. I'm out for now. Thanks for watching.